Hi, everyone, and welcome to this today's session, Hardware Secrecy and AI Development and Crypto Mining. I'm Ola Johannes Lind, the World Miner CEO, and let's start this new World Miner session. You're all invited to access our platform, install the application, become part of our community, follow World Miner on social media, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or Medium. Don't forget to visit our website, worldminer.io, if you want to know more details about our project. You can find WorldMiner application for download, either for Apple or Androids. If you're interested in becoming a member of our Telegram communities, join us on our channels, WorldMiner Global, WorldMiner Brazil, or WorldMiner Bulgaria. As WorldMiner, we believe that blockchain mining should no longer be a privilege of the few, and everyone should have the access to its benefit. In this new future digital economy, regardless of your location, wealth, everyone should have the equal opportunity to participate and to gain. We think that only together we can move forward towards a more inclusive, sustainable, and transparent future. That is the reason why WorldMiner strategically works with WorldCoin to shape the future of cryptocurrency together, aiming to address the regulatory gaps in WorldCoin's global market within OpenAI's grand vision to enhance its reach and influence. We trust in the market potential of our coin, ATM, that was developed to provide computing power that helps to fill the gaps left by WorldCoin, offering a substantial market opportunity. User can acquire computing power at a low cost and earn returns from both WorldCoin and WorldMiner. WorldMiner and WorldCoin, both aimed at OpenAI's core initiatives, both developed a robust cryptocurrency financial ecosystem with their market education, promotion, and technical support, demonstrating strong capabilities. WorldMiner addresses the biometric policy barrier faced by WorldCoin in its global expansion by offering an unrestricted registration and participation platform for users across multiple countries. This move injects new momentum into WorldCoin's market value growth. With WorldMiner's global promotion, both WorldCoin and ATM values are expected to easily double. WorldMiner introduced a staking mining model that eliminates the need for expensive equipment. User can stake a certain number of tokens to receive computing power allocation, enabling the participation in mining and earning rewards. Compared to traditional mining, staking mining significantly lowers entry barriers and reduces equipment and maintenance cost. The ATM token, positioned alongside WorldCoin, is currently undervalued. However, with the expansion of the project and increased application, the token price is expected to rise, offering strong potentials. WorldMiner provides not only basic staking mining returns, but it also offers additional rewards through various incentive programs and activities. So by participating in staking reward programs and computing competition on the platform, users can earn extra returns, further gains. So join WorldMiner today to shape your financial digital future. The increasing demand for hardware resources, particularly graphics processing units and specialized chips, has led to hardware shortages in recent years. Two of the primary driving forces behind the shortage are artificial intelligence development and cryptocurrency mining. Both fields require high-performance computing power, leading to intense competition for limited hardware resources. So the shortage has affected industries, researchers, and consumers alike, creating that widespread concerns about the future of technological innovation and economic development. So what are the hardware requirements for AI development? Well, in AI development, and particularly in the deep learning and neural networks that relies heavily on computing power, like modern AI models, like deep learning algorithms, or large language models like GPT-4 require substantial processing resources, not only to train, but they also include the GPUs, the graphic processing units, because they are widely used in AI training due to their ability to handle parallel processing. That is a critical feature for training large datasets and neural networks. Then the TPUs, the tensor processing units. They were developed by Google, and they are specialized in processors optimized for machine learning tasks and are commonly used for AI workloads in the cloud. And then we have the central processing units. While less specialized for parallel tasks, they are still essential for general purpose computation and some stages of the AI model development. And then the application specific integrated circuits. Yes, a lot of words here. It's an AI specific hardware, such as a custom chips designed for particular machine learning tasks, and they are emerging as a solution to improve efficiency. Their sheer complexity of AI model means that their training often requires hundreds or even thousands of GPUs running in parallel for extended periods, consuming massive amount of power. Additionally, all the developments of AI depends on fast memory and high bandwidth to process that large volumes of data, further driving up hardware demands. So scaling and its challenges. Well, first of all, the hardware limitations. As this grows so fast as it has done the last year, where models with billions of parameters, the existing hardware struggles to keep up with the processing requirements. So the hardware must be capable of managing that vast computing and reasonable timeframes, which can become cost prohibitive. And then we have the energy consumption. AI development consumes significant amount of energy, especially during training, and that creates an additional burden on power infrastructures, making scalability difficult without more energy efficient hardware. And that's you now see with Google and Microsoft, they're actually buying nuclear power of energy to be able to handle the vast amount of computing power and the need to go green and more cleaner in the process. Then we have this supply chain disruptions that has affected us since COVID-19. So everything in this supply chains and the war in Middle East and the passages passing through the instead of going through the Suez Canal or up, they have to go around the African Horn, making transportation so much more costly and lengthy. So as the demand increases and increases, as we see on daily, you see new press releases every day, AI, new AI solutions, etc., etc. So it continues to grow rapidly across every industry. Not only the autonomous systems that uses computing for GPUs, but healthcare, finance, you name it. And since all this requirement has intensified, the shortage directly affects the AI research. It's delaying developments of cutting-edge technologies, etc. So you could see, for example, NVIDIA chipsets that is using specifically for AI computing. Tesla or Elon Musk, he bought a lot of them not long ago. And in 19 days, he put them all together to start the processing because he knows he's behind and he needs to catch up. And this goes with every large organization out there or governments. And they are investing heavily into this at the moment. So the cryptocurrency mining, specifically like Bitcoin or Ethereum, they rely on solving complex cryptographic problems to validate transaction and to secure the blockchain. So the miners are rewarded with cryptocurrency for their efforts. Since this is known as proof of works, and that as well requires enormous amount of computing power. And in crypto mining that was originally dependent on the CPU, but our complexity of mining increased, miner transitioned to more efficient hardware. So they use the same things, GPUs, ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits, and so forth. But they're also using field programmable gate arrays. And they are another specialized type of chips that is used in cryptocurrency mining operation because they offer more flexibility than ASICs, but are less commonly used than GPUs and ASICs. So there is a competition as well in digitalizing the financial world and with artificial intelligence. And the challenges in scaling cryptocurrency mining is also in the similar fashions. It's the power consumption, since they're utilizing a lot of energy intensive hardware, and that puts a lot of strain on local grids, specifically under peak hours. So the competition for hardware, because you're more efficient and newer hardware you have that can process more efficiently, the better profit generation you have. So there is constantly looking for the new equipment, and this makes price of equipment goes up, meaning it becomes more costly. So the profit margins goes down. And that forces the miners to continually upgrade their hardware to remain profitable. And that put even more demand for limited resources. So the cryptocurrency mining has been a major contributor to the global hardware shortage, especially for GPUs. So for example, during the cryptocurrency booms, miners purchased vast quantities of GPUs, often causing the prices to spike and reducing the availability for other industries. And this was specifically pronounced during the 2017 Bitcoin boom and the 2021 crypto surge. For example, during the 2021 crypto bull market, the demand for high-performance GPUs skyrocketed, causing shortages in consumer markets, gamer, AI developers, and regular consumer found it challenging to purchase GPUs at a reasonable price, as miners has bought up all of it. And the most scary one is actually the global semiconductor shortages, because both AI development and cryptocurrency mining are heavily reliant on semiconductor industry that produces the chips that powers the GPUs, CPUs, and the ASICs. That's why you can see, for example, NVIDIA stock price has gone through the roof and made him a multi-billionaire. And since the COVID-19 with the supply chain disruptions, that puts a big part of that increased demand. And the geopolitical factors, maybe it's one of the biggest one, where, for example, there is trade tension between bigger nations, specifically US and China, and that leads to a rather enormous amount of restrictions for the export of semiconductors or related semiconductors technologies. That has put even more shortages on these chipsets for the common global market. And then we have the complexity of the manufacturing. To produce these advanced semiconductors, that is highly complex process that requires very sophisticated technology and materials. And there is only a few companies that does this, like NVIDIA, TSMC, Samsung, etc. And since there is production limit capacity, has also put semiconductor in shortage the last couple of years. And that has a wide-ranging effect. Delay in AI research, because researchers and developers face that delay in acquiring the necessary hardware for that AI development, slowing the innovation and progress in the field. Increase costs, because it leads to rising prices of the GPUs, ASICs, and other components. So it makes it more expensive both for the AI developers and the cryptocurrency miners to scale their operations. And other impacts from other industries, like the consumer electronics, the automotive, everything EV needs a lot of semiconductors, telecommunications. The automakers has a lot of delays in the production of vehicles due to the lack of semiconductors the last years. So to address the growing shortage of hardware, several potential solutions are in place and being explored. Is transition to more efficient hardware that had led, for an example, many networks going from proof of works to proof of stake to make that more energy efficient networks. Investments in semiconductor manufacturing technologies that are crucial for meeting the growing demand. Both companies and governments are investing and expanding their production capacities, developing new technologies to provide better new chips to be able to cater to the enormous demand. Like, for example, US and European Union are making efforts to reduce their reliance on East Asian manufacturers by building local semiconductor production facilities, like you can see now in Holland, for example. So the cloud computing offers a potential solution by providing access to powerful hardware resources on a pay-per-use basis. That approach can reduce the need for organizations to purchase their own GPUs or access to allow them to scale their AI and mining operation when needed. And then you see the big players, AWS, Google Cloud, and Microsoft. They all provide this service today, and they are scaling heavily. Then the governments may intervene to regulate the use of the hardware, specifically in cryptocurrency mining, or to incentivize more sustainable practices. So we're going to see a lot of different new approaches moving forward in coming years. So, for an example, there was an article in September, end of September this year, and that is from this consulting agency Bain, and they warn, prepare for AI chip shortages. Despite these ominous predictions, there are steps the chief information officers can take to prevent AI plans from being totally derailed. Because the surging demand for AI computing power will strain the supply chains for data center chips, personal computers, and smartphones. And combined with the continuing geopolitical tensions globally and other supply risks, like we see now with the Middle East, could trigger the next semiconductor shortages. The author of this report suggested that while semiconductor supplies could not have predicted the pandemic, they could guard against the next big threat to semiconductor supply chains. And they noted that supply and demand of semiconductors is a delicate balance, as the industry and its customers know all too well after these past few years. Although the pandemic-induced chip shortages has passed, executives are starting to prepare for the next potential crunch caused by, you guessed it, artificial intelligence. So the semiconductor supply chain, incredibly complex, and demand increase of about 20% or more has a high likelihood of upsetting the equilibrium of causing the chip shortages. Some of the key findings in the report was spending on data centers and the specialized chips that power them shows no sign of slowing. Yes, you can see it is just going the other way around. And the increase in the year-to-year spending in 2024, this year, is 36% increase. And if data center demand for current generation graphics processing units will be doubled by 2025, and that's a reasonable consumption given the current trajectories. So suppliers of key components would need to increase the output by 30% or more in these cases. So to enable artificial intelligence growth, a complex web of supply chains elements must come together, constructing data center and wafer fabs fabrication facilities to secure access to advanced packaging and sufficient electricity. So very, very interesting because this is how it is today. And to include the risk, the rate of progress in generative AI, Gen AI, and the heavy investment in a specific model or approach today may prove to be wrong or non-optimal choice later. So for most enterprises, they seek to leverage AI as opposed to driving the AI market, being risk adverse and leveraging existing AI services instead of making a big push toward acquiring significant AI infrastructure and make most sense for many of them. And personnel, one of them mentioned we need to invest in training, upskilling of the existing staff and hiring of new AI-ready resources for basic AI skills with known AI use cases that can be leveraged effectively, such as code development. They need their technologies, architects, and engineers to experiment with the latest AI tech to determine the choices that needs to be made. So if you're able to acquire significant AI infrastructure, then you need to invest heavily in the personnel in this competitive advantage of others. And the sustainability. The Gen AI need of more energy and water resources, along with its carbon footprint, has impacted the ability of some organizations to meet their sustainable goals. This is unlikely to change while the demand for AI continues to grow. And to purchase that power for renewable sources and employ sustainable building and operating practices, the choice of building materials, construction methods, recycling, where possible, get to be back on track. So, in this case, combining both artificial intelligence and blockchain technology with WorldMiner's innovative staking mining platform combines the both, and the system allows various staking options depending on your entry points. So what is staking? Well, staking is the process of locking cryptocurrency assets for a predetermined amount of time in order to support a blockchain operation. So staking your cryptocurrency earns you additional cryptocurrency. Many blockchains use proof of stake, where the users stake the predetermined amount of cryptocurrency to support the blockchain by confirming fresh transaction and generating new blocks. In WorldMiner, you can enjoy 4 different staking mining methods. Dual coin mining. Well, that's the entry points, where your minimum entry point is 100 USDT. That is your principal, and it's divided into 70% of USDT and 30% of the SAM-C token of WorldMiner. This principal will generate every 24 hours WorldCoin and WorldMiner coins in the same 70-30% ratio. That daily output will automatically be transferred into the wallet once it's generated. You have 4 different modalities. 7 days, where you will receive 0.7% daily output. You have 30 days, that gives you 1% daily output. You have 90 days, that gives you 1.2% daily output. And you have 180 days, that gives you 1.5% daily output. In the same ratio, 70% WorldCoin and 30% WorldMiner coin. And it's most important is to know that after you stake, you can get all your principal back or start a new staking method with the same principle. That methodology applies to any staking on our platform. And then after you have done your first dual coin mining staking, now you have 4 different tokens. The 5th one that you will generate is from staking your WorldMiner generated from the dual coin mining, and you stake them to earn ATM coins. You stake for 10-day lock period where you receive 1% daily reward of ATM coins. And this is one of a ATM is one of World Miner's coins that can be traded on the secondary market. Then we have liquidity mining, the third choice. And it's an interesting method because you stake either your World coin or your ATM, or both if you prefer. You get 1.5% daily profit of the same coin and the lockup period of 10 days. But if you decide to restake again after 10 days, the platform will grant you an additional 0.5% extra for the following period. That restaking process can be done until you reach maximum of 5% per day rewards. But bear in mind that accumulated output percentage in this method is bound to each independent staking process that you started. And our fourth, easier. On that last staking method, because you need liquidity, is only for 24-hour lockup period and receives 0.7% daily profit, either if you stake WorldCoin or World Miner coins. So share today, join World Miner, and today's conclusion, wrapping up this session. We know that hardware is in shortage globally for AI development and cryptocurrency mining, both that rely on the high-performance computing resources like the GPUs or ASICs. So the global semiconductor shortage has made this problem even bigger, causing delays and price increase in many industries. So to address this, there is cloud computing solutions that we have from Google, AWS, or Microsoft. As both AI and cryptocurrency continues to grow, finding solutions to balance this demand on the hardware resources will be critical. And that concludes our topic for today. Thank you everybody for listening. I'm Ola Johannes Lind, the CEO of World Miner. Have a good one. Bye-bye.